everybody.
Thunder and the roar got my ass in the jackpot. John Reedy's
The Booze Up. No one ever thought we'd make it this far.
20 weeks, John.
It's amazing. We figured maybe there was a playoff game in the future, but maybe not after that. And here we are, AFC Championship game in Denver, Colorado. Just how it should be, eh?
Hey, it's very Canadian of you, my fine top-headed friend, this evening.
This is a vintage Broncos knit hat that I thought I would wear for the occasion. It's gotten much colder here, but
is it below 60 now?
Yeah, it was actually fairly nice this afternoon, but it's going to get colder. So we've got the Broncos toque, as they say in Canada.
Nice.
And I think that's how you pronounce it. And yeah, we're ready to rock. So, Captain, how are you? How you feeling? What's going on?
Look at the glasses. I'm going back to my Jim McMahon days, but you know what? These are my Stitty Gritty glasses. I'm very excited about the Stitty Gritty.
You are.
I'm very excited. Look, it's there's a lot to discuss. The Bills game. What are the odds people saying? What does this game mean for us, John? What does it mean for the future of the Booze Cast?
Well, it's the Booze Up. Remember, the Booze Cast is your old show.
That's right. Never mind. It's the Booze Up. We're 3 beers deep into a 99% bottomless vat.
The Booze Cast is like, I think, a better name technically, but we got to stick to the rules here. Yeah. Well, where to begin? I mean, a lot's happened. I think we can talk about the game for sure, but the shock, just like the wet blanket that was thrown over us when we learned that Bo was going to be out for the rest of the playoffs. Just going to share a quick little story. I'm watching the game. Okay. We had a dinner scheduled. We had a reservation and it's going, overtime, and they're basically, they have to go to, there's a winner. And I'm like, shit, is this going to keep going? And I thought, the Bills got the ball back. I thought, okay, this is over. The Broncos win. And I immediately get up. This is great. I immediately get up. I run downstairs. I get changed like in 5 minutes. One of my kids is there. I'm standing there talking to him about the game. I see Bo Nix on the TV being interviewed. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go. Jump in the car, drive there, put my phone away. And I'm like halfway into dinner. And one of my other kids goes, Bo Nix is out. And I go, and I just kind of went, what is he saying to me? I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And he just kind of said, yeah. And he held it up, and I was like, this is obviously a fucking joke. This isn't true. And I guess my face just dropped. I just kind of went like, just horrible. And usually that news I would have gotten right away. I would have been staring at my phone and I would have got it, but I got it a little bit later. And I was stunned, as I'm sure most everyone was. This was like the stun that I felt when the Broncos lost to the Ravens in that playoff game.
Oh,
except that I was like 3-4 beers deep. And this is a long time ago. So my kids were little and I was sitting there and they were playing and doing stuff and I was watching the game. And I remember just like sitting back and going, oh my God. And I was stunned. This was on that level. And I didn't know what to think. And I just was like, oh, this is the worst thing that could probably happen. Horrible. Such a high that we had, such a high of just, oh, this is great. They did it. Oh my God. And then, oh, it's all over now. But is it over? What were your thoughts? When did you learn about it and how did you feel?
Very interesting, John. It's kind of like what we talked about a few weeks ago, like when you watched John Elway's documentary and you're like, I remember where I was in X moment, right? I think this will go down in one of those moments for us this season where it's like, hey, this team was something special. And it is something special. But that win by the Broncos over Buffalo, I think, was extraordinary. And we can talk about it more later. But I think, I found out about it even later because after the game, I was like, it's in. Game's in the books. What could possibly go wrong? Bo walked off the field. He did his post-game presser, didn't say anything, looked a little stoic. And it wasn't until like 5 hours later, I'm like, what the hell is going on the internets? And it was, it's like death, John. Stages of acceptance.
It did feel like you heard somebody died. Like, know, when you hear somebody died, you go, oh, what? And then you just kind of, your mind has to kind of wrap itself around it. And I was like, oh. And
I'm not going to see Bo Nix squirt through the offensive line for the next 2 games. What am I going to do with my life?
Well, hopefully you'll see him on the sideline cheering on his fellow players, his fellow teammates into the next round after this one, which we know what that is.
It's the Colin Daniels warm up your urethra 3-ounce golden pea challenge for Big Peter energy.
Have you talked to him lately? Is he worried about this?
Colin has not dropped me a line other than when he texted me and said, I'm sorry I missed you in Vegas.
He did. He showed up and he asked where you were. And I was like, oh, long gone, buddy.
Oh, boy. It's down for the count 4 hours ago.
Long gone in body and mind. So he's out of here. Yeah, so very, very stunning. I just was like, I go, what a high and what a low in such a short amount of time. I think, and you might know a little more about this than I do. He was hurt on that stupid play, right? That stupid play where he kind of ran around for a second and they kind of jumped on top of him. That's when he got hurt, right?
Yep.
Because then somebody was saying, somebody said he got hurt celebrating. And I'm thinking, well, maybe when he got back to the locker room and the adrenaline started to wear off, he went, I got a problem here, So, maybe he thought, I tweaked something. And then as soon as he calmed down a little bit, all of a sudden he's like, something's a little worse. Again, and if I may talk about Sean Payton here, what the hell was that play? Some stupid ass play that he dialed up. He ran around for a couple seconds in the backfield, got pulled down. Obviously, everyone go, well, Sean Payton did this. He beat the Bills. Look at him. I'm like, yeah, but that one thing is all I'm going to think about. Because
you are like the ex-girlfriend who is so mad about the new date.
That's right. Exactly. So that's what did it. But I'm assuming because he seemed like he was fine up to that point. And like I said, he was probably amped up. They won the game. Everybody, you saw like people would film themselves. They filmed themselves watching the game. And it was the same thing, standing there, watching, and that kick goes up. And as soon as it's not like shanked to the left or right, it was like, yes. It's like, here it is. What a victory. That game was amazing. They got a 13-point lead on them at the half. And I thought, this is fucking over. I didn't think that, but I thought I thought this is really good. This is a really good sign. And then of course, it's Josh Allen and he's good. And he, crept back into it. And then I think they took the lead. The Bills took the lead at some point, but what a great game. It was amazing. And it was like a couple of those games. There was only really one stinker. It was that San Francisco Seattle game. Yeah. But the rest of them were great. And this one was an all-timer. And it was
really, the most watched. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw that. It was the ratings were great. It really and you know me, you've listened to me now for how many weeks? I've been very skeptical. And when they won that game, I said, this is looking good. I wasn't saying Colin, fucking get ready to swallow that pea or anything, but I was like, this is looking real good. I go, they really showed out. They were supposed to get beat. And I was like, this is it. I think we're onto something. Then of course, we got that
they happened. Played to their potential that game.
And they also played like shit too in a lot of ways.
Yes, I would agree with that. But I think when you look at the most criticism this team has faced over the year, it's like you haven't put up points, you haven't done takeaways, right? But the Broncos did both in this game. And I agree with you. There were things that were not so stellar, but I'll tell you what, this by far beyond it just being a divisional championship game, was probably one of the most entertaining games for the Broncos, at least fans to watch. Not from a heart attack perspective,
no,
but you're playing a team of a high caliber that, again, everybody thinks you're going to lose, and you eke it out. And again, it goes back to what I've said from, I think it was like week 2 in the preseason. They have grit. It's intangible. You cannot put a point spread on it, but you can find a way to win, and they've done that.
Yeah. Speaking of point spreads, I think they were underdog. No, were they underdogs by the end of it?
They were underdogs and then overdogs.
So then they were a 1.5 point favorite, I think,
Yes.
at one point. And I think the under was like 46 or something like that. Went way over that, which was very cool because it was exciting to watch. Really, really kind of a good game. They all start out the same, and I know we've talked about this a million times. The Bills came out and just ran all over them, and it's almost like someone has to walk over to Vance Joseph and go, "Hey, James Cook is running all over these guys. Can you do something about it?" It's almost like you're sitting at home and you're saying, "Why don't you do something about it? Why don't you do?" And then after you ask so many times, he finally goes, "I'm going to do something about it."
Yeah.
After that, James Cook didn't get shit. Right. So then they go, "Let's start throwing it to the tight end. Let's start throwing it to the tight end here." And then Josh Allen's just picking them off. And I was like, "Oh my God." I go, "Why doesn't somebody walk up to Vance and tell him, 'Hey, cover the tight end'?" Sure enough. But it takes them a little while, right?
Yeah.
Takes them a bit to kind of figure it out. And you'd think they'd be like, after 2 plays, you'd be like, maybe we should cover the tight end. But Vance, we know, isn't the sharpest tool in the shed. So, and between him and Peyton together, they're either very stupid or they're very stubborn.
Oh, John.
A little bit of both. And they just will not adjust. Peyton's still throwing the goddamn screen pass like way late in the game.
Like sometimes it works. Like 2 times this season.
Yeah, once in a while, but when the game's on the line and you're throwing the damn screen pass and they pretty much got it bottled up. It's just
but that's time, John. That's the time it's going to work.
Okay, that's
at least in Sean's mind.
That's fair. And it's always the thing. Like go, well, if they didn't go for it, you'll never know. And they, or if they went for it, oh, maybe there's always coulda, shoulda, woulda, what if with a football game, which is part of the beauty of the game. So
right.
It was great. And like I said, it really gave us all kind of like a big jolt. Like, hey, this could happen. And that's where I was at with it.
Can I ask you the infamous question about where you're at with the Jaquan, INT?
Oh, yeah. So big story. That's a big one we got to cover.
All people got to talk about.
All people got to talk. That's all they can talk about. Well, one, they did quite a few turnovers, which was great. And I think I said at one point, I was like, they already had like 2 turnovers or something. And I said, if they get 2 or 3 more turnovers, this game's over. And I think that was the 3rd one, I'm pretty sure. So very controversial call, obviously. So we're talking about the deep pass. What's his name? Catches the ball. Well, he Brandon Cooks. Is right? Brandon Cooks?
Yep.
Okay. He kind of catches the ball, he kind of bobbles it, and then McMillan grabs it and then gets an interception. So all the chuds are saying, "Oh, it's a catch. It was a catch." It's like, no, come on. That is not a catch. First of all, if at the very least it could have been an incomplete pass. It didn't hit the ground, but he basically there could be a down by contact in there too. But really, if you look at it, he's got the ball, it's moving on him, and as he hits the ground, the Broncos player rips it out, and it's his ball. Now, I don't know if he touches him down. He doesn't have possession, so if he doesn't have possession, he's not down, right?
Right.
So I think it's a good call. Joe Burrow even agreed. Broadway Joe Burrow went online and said, I'm really shocked people don't know what a catch is. All those calls. He was referencing another one too, and he said,
to this day, how do you not know what a catch is?
He said, both those calls were right. So I would trust Joe Burrow's opinion of it because he's been around the game a lot more than the rest of us, and he said it was a catch. So
what does he have to gain too by saying it's not a catch? Right?
He's got nothing to gain. He's not buttering up the officials. He doesn't have a game to play. So. No. He's just observing, and he saw what he thought it was. I think it's the right call. I mean, I could probably watch it 100 more times and maybe come up with some different ideas, but I don't know how you call it a catch, and I don't know how you call it like an incomplete pass. So naturally, the only thing left, interception. What is your thoughts, Captain?
No, I felt the same way. It's like the play on the field is the play on the field, and you got to deal with what cards you're given. Right. And we've all been on that side of the ball one way or another, whether you thought it was a bad call or a good call. This time it fell in the Broncos' hands. But I will say, after watching the replay several hundred times, there isn't a way somebody can tell me that it's definitive one way or the other like you did. Right. Like, is it a catch? Is it incomplete? Either way, you could look at it. But the refs called what they called. And that led to a Broncos win. And so just shut up about it.
Well, exactly. It's over. And how many times have we gotten burned on calls, over the years?
We all have. Every team.
Everybody gets burned. Now, you can play against the Chiefs, and you're certainly not going to get the lion's share of calls because that's not how it operates.
Not in the NFL narrative.
But really, though, if the ball's moving a little bit, and then, I mean, it's so hard because – if the ball was moving a little bit and then he did secure it and then the other player touches him, yes, that's a catch and he's down, but that never happened. The ball was moving and he took it away from him, right? So it's kind of like fair game. There's no possession, so therefore nobody can be down, right?
The hardest part, I think, for all of us, even though we trashed the refs in the last episode with Snyder, is to do this in real time, right? Yeah. And then you go, oh, now I got to rely on the replay to tell me whether or not I'm wrong. And every time we do the replay, you're going to tell me I'm wrong. So where does NFL establish its credibility? I don't know. You're not going to win this argument. Bills fans are always going to say there was an incomplete pass and it should have been an interception. Bronco fans are going to say it's an interception. You go with what the field says. It's not going to be popular, but it is what it is.
Well, and let's say it's an incomplete pass, then I think then they had fourth down, right? So they're going to probably punt that at that point. So I would assume they're going to get the ball in about the same spot where it was, but
yeah.
So,
but Sean McDermott was very adamant after the fucking press call to say, well,
he knew he was about to get fired. So
you think at that point he knew he was getting shit canned?
I mean, I don't think the game was totally over at that point. I mean, they got the ball there, and that was pretty far down.
Do you think Sean McDermott's firing was warranted? I think was where I was going along.
I don't think so. I mean, I see the Bills play a lot just because they're good and they're popular. I don't know enough about his tenure there to tell you that or not. From what I've gathered, I mean, he's a good coach, and what I've been told is that the GM is kind of the problem, and I would assume a Bills fan would tell you this too, that the GM is the problem, and they probably should have gotten rid of him and not the coach. So that's just my read on it from what I've seen. But then right after that, and the Broncos marched down the field, there was a pass out to the left, and there was a clear pass interference not called. He went right back to Sutton, or I think it was Sutton. Maybe Sutton got the first one. Pass interference. They called it. They freaked out. Wow! And then they went back again, and they got another one. Mm-hmm. So, and then they really flipped out. And the one guy flipped out on the ref, and he took his helmet off and threw it down and got another penalty. So at that point they were done. They were toast. I mean, sure, Broncos could have missed the kick and all that, but
that's his self-destructive behavior.
Yeah. They knew that they were cooked at that point. So I don't know. I mean, is it their game? Did their game plan fall apart? James Cook was just running like a madman at first, and then and then they went away from him, or did Vance Joseph go, hey, who's that guy out there running the ball down our throats? Maybe we should stop him. I think that's what happened. And then a lot of people, myself included, agree that Vance is succeeding on the backs of the very talented players that he coaches.
Oh,
and it's very clear that is the case, because they're not in good positions at times. And you look at it, you're like, why is that guy wide open? And I was like, I know that they can cover that guy, but Vance is doing something stupid, and they can't scheme it up the right way. Then they eventually figure it out. But here's the problem. That's going to come back to burn. If they can't adjust quickly to like what the Patriots are going to throw at them, then there's an issue, right? You can't get too far down. So I don't know. Lots to chew on in that. But I do think they got that call right, and it's not just because I'm decked out in orange and blue attire.
You even got a jersey on. Which jersey number are you wearing? You going with number John?
That's right.
John 7-3-17.
I've got here he is back here. If you're listening, I'm pointing to the Mach 7 Elway poster that is hanging on my wall.
Guy who's never watched Top Gun's got a Mach 7.
Yeah, but I have watched Elway. I worship at the shrine of Elway, not Tom Cruise. I think you need to figure out who you're worshiping these days. Okay, maybe you should worship more at the shrine of Elway.
Mission Impossible is pretty great.
Oh yeah, well, I was going to say, so I've got 3 Broncos jerseys. I've got this one, and this is like a silk screen one. It's nice, but it's silk screen one. It's not fancy. I've got a Terrell Davis, also silk screen. Then I got a really nice sewn on letters Travis Henry jersey.
Why did you go all in on Travis Henry?
Because that's my son's name.
Travis Henry?
Actually, Travis Henry is the father of my son.
Oh my God!
No. His name's Henry. So when Travis Henry was playing for the Broncos, my son was like really little, and I was like, I'm getting a fucking Henry jersey.
Yeah.
So I had a jersey with his name on it, of course, and he never, thought anything of it. And then I had to stop wearing it because Travis Henry wasn't really, I still have it. It's
you
good.
Still got to wear the jerseys of names that mean something to you. I have a Daniel.
Absolutely.
I have a Daniel Graham jersey. 89.
Oh, yeah, good.
Some people don't remember him, but he was a decent tight end. But
he was good.
Graham.
Yeah. Hey, if it's got a name like your last name or anything like that, you got to get it. Yeah. Nobody has my last name in any professional sport, so it's hard to.
I can't believe there isn't a single hot. I'm Googling this.
No,
I'm AIing it.
Not in.
No, I don't believe there isn't a pro sport person with the last name Reedy. I don't believe it.
There's Reed, REID. There's lots of those.
Are you sure? Are you kidding me? You don't think there's a pro sports athlete's name that's last name is Reedy?
Not with the Y.
What about, forget American sports. Have you gone out to European leagues? Cricket.
Those typically don't have names on the back. Well, that's not true. I think soccer might. Like English soccer might. That's the thing. There's tons of people with Henry. Like
Sean Reedy, Brandon Reedy, and Liam Reedy, Bill Reedy, Reedy Mercado, Mike Reedy, Tom Reedy. There are several instances of great Reedies in sports.
In American sports.
Well, let's talk about the rugby union, the most famous of Reedies.
That doesn't count.
Okay, so how about Australian rules football?
That doesn't count.
Baseball?
I'm not. No. Baseball.
Soccer?
No.
The Olympics.
So hold on. So there's Thierry Henry, who played for Arsenal. He's a French guy, played for Arsenal, very famous soccer player. That also is spelled Henry. So I got an Arsenal Henry jersey for him too. Okay. I wore that, but that won't fit me anymore. It's a little too tight these days.
Tiny.
I got it when I was much thinner. yeah, so there's a lot of that. But yes, none with my name. But hey, if you find one that's like, but here's the thing. What if it was like, well, I was going to say a Minnesota Wild player, but that won't mean anything to you. Let's say it was a Chiefs player,
Okay.
with my last name. There's no way I'm getting that. I'm not wearing that at any point in my life. So that's the point. So it's almost better that that's the case. Like maybe if it was like
why would you hate Australian rules football though?
I don't hate it. It's just not anything that would mean much to me. You know what I mean?
But Liam Reedy is on the Fremantle Dockers.
Well, is there a jersey? Is there a jersey with the name on it?
I'm going to find it for you.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, there's like Gaelic football. Have you ever seen Gaelic football played?
Never watched Gaelic football.
Gaelic football. It's like it's kind of like soccer. It's also kind of like basketball. They use a weird like kind of round white ball, and you
put it in your mouth. Is that why it's called Gaelic?
You dribble it, and you kick it. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's great. Great sport. They always said what was Australian rules football? Somebody described it as, and I'm going to use a very dated reference here, smear the queer with rules.
I don't know, but I love this segment. I love it.
You never heard that before?
No, I know the other one. Yeah. But yeah, John, your name is related to infamy. You should get it.
Well, yeah, it's one of those things. You remember like playing that game?
Oh, and love that game.
Oh, it's great. It's a great game, but the name of it was like,
you know what? But there's something to be said in human science that says, be better.
True.
Be better than everybody else. Maybe it's not the nomenclature I prefer, but be better.
It's okay. So you're familiar with the Pogue song "Fairy Tale in New York"? It's famous.
No, but "Fairy Tale in New York" and the song "Pogue" sounds great.
Well, the Pogues "Fairy Tale in New York." You should play it every Christmas. It's fantastic. It's a great song anyway. He has a line. This is in the mid '80s. I think this was written, and it's a duet, and the woman they basically are fighting. And it's a Christmas song. Really good. You got to listen to it. It's great. And she says, the line is, "You scumbag, you maggot, you cheap, lousy faggot." That's what she says in the song. So this has become kind of a controversial thing because it's a great Christmas song. It's very famous. Like it was huge when it came out. It's a little dicey with that line, right?
It's a punk song.
Huh?
It's a punk song.
Well, it's fantastic. And so I don't know if people sing it live if they do that, but what somebody came up with, they said, here's how you can change it. And it doesn't change the meaning of it too much. And they said, thing, "You scumbag, you maggot, you off-brand Bob Saget." See, it works.
It's kind of like when I do rap songs and I say Manila.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Right? Manila wafer.
Yeah, you don't want to say the other one in case someone's listening.
It's Manila.
But anyway, so we should probably find another name for Smear the Queer. That was my whole long point of that. So
I am so glad we have invoked that level of confidence in our fans that we should change schoolyard activities.
Yeah, absolutely. There's got to be something else.
People do something about that. Until then, we're going to find John Reedy a jersey that fits his motif.
That's right. Anyway, yeah, there's plenty of with my name without the Y. I could find all sorts of that.
No, these are Ys, John. I wouldn't give you suggestions that don't have Ys.
There's no American sports player with my name currently playing. And then if there was, it'd be something shitty. Like it'd be like the Orlando Magic or something. I'd be like, I don't want an Orlando Magic jersey.
Stephon Reedy came up for the 2.
Damn. So anyway, hey, let's let's get into it. Unless you got some stats you want to lay
I got
out.
nothing. Do we want to talk about the Jared Stiddy Gritty commenting? Do we want to talk about the Patriots Broncos? I'm just feeling the vibes, John.
Let's talk about Stidham real quick and just kind of what you expect.
Let's talk about the Stiddy Gritty.
An old friend of mine who he's into the Broncos. He watches the Broncos. He's not that into football or anything. I remember during preseason, and Bo was like kind of farting around, and Stidham was doing pretty good. He was like, Stidham should be the starter. Stidham should be the starter. They shouldn't go with Bo. And I was like, oh shit, that's not happening. I was like, they're not drafting this guy where they drafted and paid him all this money to have him sit behind the backup. Admittedly, maybe his knowledge of it, but what he saw at the time was he thought, oh, Stidham looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Stidham isn't terrible. He was drafted by the Patriots. He was supposed to take over for Tom Brady if Tom fell off, but Tom never did. So they had to move on from him.
He was the heir apparent until Cam Newton came along.
And it's okay. Yeah, Cam Newton. That's the thing. If Cam Newton took your job, and
Newton took your job,
Patriots Cam Newton wasn't that great. But as we had pointed out, and I think in your notes you said they paid him a lot of money. They said, "Hey, we want to keep you around." I saw a thing that said somebody was trying to trade for him at one point, and they wouldn't trade him, and so they really wanted to keep him around. It's smart. He's a safety valve because they knew, okay, this guy isn't just a guy that's going to take over and let us limp through another bad season. He's there to carry on, and that's why I feel a little relieved about that. It's just because I haven't thought about him all season because we haven't had to think about him all season. But as I learned a few things, they paid him a lot of money. People were trying to acquire him. That's pretty good. There was the quote from when Peyton Manning played for the Colts, and somebody asked why the backup wasn't getting enough reps, and they said something like, "Well, if Peyton gets hurt, then we're fucked, and we don't practice fucked." And so I was like, "Well, there you go. That's exactly it." So, but Stidham's probably been back there. He's been playing with the backups. He's ready to go. He's tan, rested, and ready. I honestly, but I say all that and I don't know. I have no idea.
Who knows, John?
Yeah, who knows? We don't know. He was like playing for the Raiders. Like he couldn't even play for the Raiders at one point, right? Like, yeah. But somebody also pointed out that he was on the Raiders because Josh McDaniels went there, and Josh McDaniels was like, "I want this guy," because he knew that he could do it, and maybe he didn't have the the structure, the gravitas then, but you would be surprised, or maybe not, when someone's put in that position, how they react, and we might just see somebody step in and start throwing it all over the place, or it's going to be a diarrhea fest. It's going to be one or the other. I don't know which one it's going to be. Yeah.
It's like it's going to be great, or you're going to shit your pants.
Mm-hmm. What do you think,
John? We are not going to shit our pants. We talked about this in the preseason episodes. Sorry, these are foamy beer burps. I apologize for the tropical thug.
You just get through it,
and then get through it. But I do believe, as we talked about in the preseason, with my Stiddy glasses on, and I may put on my Stiddy earphones, this guy balled out in preseason.
Yeah,
right? He did. He just balled out. And I'll tell you, in every instance that I looked up, prior to him being with the Broncos, Raiders, Patriots, whatnot, he's been put in actual breaking news.
Yep.
John put it up there, so you know it's true. We're never wrong on this podcast. We told you Sean McDermott was going to lose. I told you halfway through the Broncos were going to win the Super Bowl. And now I'm going to tell you why Stiddy is going to do the same thing. Don't underestimate us.
There's your medal.
Thank you.
Tell it.
I'm going to preach truth. Look, Stiddy showed solid production through the preseason, right? No INTs, just throw it out. 300 plus yards, 4 TDs. He knows the system. He's involved. He's not this just sideline quarterback. The Broncos paid 2 years and a $12 million extension this year to keep this guy on lock for a reason. And I'm not saying, the Broncos knew what was going to happen or whatever's, people want to say about what, but you always keep your best option available. And the Broncos did that with Jason Stidham. And I love what did I say? Jarrett, hey, fucking 9.9%. Jason Statham. I got a particular state of skills. That's not even that movie.
Jared, fair enough. I was about ready to call him Jared Stidham, and it's Jarrett.
Did you hear him in the press conference today when they asked him, like, hey, everybody's changing your profile picture to your sunglasses and your earphones. Like, what do you think about that? He's like, I'm not on social media. I went to Target today with my kids, incognito.
No one had any idea.
No. And it's like,
other than him being kind of tall, nobody looked at him twice. They probably went, that guy's pretty tall. I mean, I'm assuming he's tall, but
that and white Jerry curl, juice coming out the back. I mean,
I like it.
It's he's got a vibe, and if you know what Jarrett Stidham looks like, you probably recognize him in public. But like, good for that guy. He can take his family out to Target, pick up toilet paper. Nobody's going to give him shit
until
he wins the fucking Super Bowl.
Well, I was going to say AFC Championship, but Super Bowl too. That'd be great. So, I honestly, like, I could go, oh no, this is why, this is why he's going to do great. They also
gotta ride the vibe, John.
Well, the same thing you said. They were like, hey, he knows the system. He's been following along. He watches he sits there every game. He knows what they want him to do. It's not like they went, it's not like they had, it's not like you went from Matt Stafford to Lamar Jackson where there's two different, sets of skills here. It's probably going to be pretty easy for him to step into it. And, I don't know. Is he gonna play lights out? Does he have to? I don't think he even has to. I think he's got to keep it together. He's got to put up some points, and their defense has to play well again, and hopefully not take 2 quarters to adjust to what's going on.
John, I agree with you. If you look back at my Blue Sky profile 2 months ago, I referenced this, which says, hey, you know what? Everybody's concerned about the Broncos. It's fine. Everything's fine here. You got to remember, this 2 months ago. And when, even before that on the show, how early did we say it? I said it. John, no, hold on. Stop. Rephrase. The Broncos have showed immense capability over probability. Do you know what I mean there?
Capability over probability?
That's right. Meaning everybody thinks they're down, right? They're like, oh, God, you're going to lose Bo Nix. Oh, my God, you're playing the Buffalo Bills. Oh, my God, everything's in your way. Suck your thing. Broncos overcome. Broncos overcome every time. And you know what? Don't be concerned about the Patriots. You know why? Who's won every home game when we've played the Patriots?
Is it the Denver Broncos?
It's the Denver Broncos.
That's right. Tom Brady has had a terrible record in the playoffs against the Broncos. And I know it's a different team and everything, but that's it's historically the Patriots haven't played well. So I'm looking forward to that. Was Mike Vrabel coaching for the Patriots when they brought Stidham in, or was he playing?
No, that was Belichick. So you got to remember.
No, not head coach, but because he played for the Patriots, but I'm guessing he was correct. Assistant though then. So that's my thing. If he was around the team, I know he was the Titans head coach. That was his first head coaching job. Which, by the way, he's a great coach, and he does a fantastic job. And the Titans just jettisoned him, and now he's in the AFC Championship, and after a year, and just shows you what the Titans know. But I don't know if he was there when they brought him in, so I'd have to look that up because I just wonder what his familiarity is with
Well, what's it been? 3 years since he's been in the house?
Probably.
I think it's roughly 3 years. But I would say that Jarrett Stidham knows more about the Patriots offense than most anybody else on the Broncos team.
Probably, but that's also with Tom Brady. Drake May is quite a different player than Tom Brady is.
Do you think banks change the way they deposit money year after year? No, they do not. They're just going to continue to work off the same system, John. Have faith.
I don't know about
Insider information. Look at the glasses. We're dealing with vibes now.
I've seen Derek. I keep wanting to call him Derek May. Jason Stidham and Derek May, and I've watched Drake May play quite a bit, and he has quite a different quarterback than Tom Brady. He's got a different, wee bit different skill set, I think. Wee bit.
When you say wee bit,
he's way more of a runner than Tom ever was. So all I'm saying is not exactly the same offense.
No, not the same offense, but it's the same team. And the same team is garbage and run by people who like to be massaged.
Well, that's one way to look at it, I think. So
it's true. Who likes to be massaged?
Your video is winking out on me. Is mine winking out on you? Not like going away. It's just pausing.
No, I feel terrible. I'm winking at you.
Well, you're not winking. I can't see your eyes.
I only want to wink from above.
For those listening at home, you can't see his eyes. He's wearing shade. Oh, there we go. So, I don't know. But as far as this game goes, if the defense, if Vance Joseph has his head up his ass,
we're going to get played.
It's going to go bad because I think that this is probably as good of an offense. I'm not saying he's as good as Josh Allen, Drake May, but the offense itself is probably as good, if not better, than the Bills. They've got far better receivers. The receivers for the Bills are just kind of non-existent. And you saw how one guy couldn't hold on to the ball and he got it intercepted. So that just shows you the quality of the receivers there. And their running backs are probably not quite as good as the Bills, but they're definitely good. So and their defense is good too. Defense is probably better than the Bills as well. So this is a tough battle. So if the Broncos defense does not show up to this and do not step on the gas right away, then there's going to be problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. But we've said that about every team this year. And the only team that has managed to, I would say, evoke positivity out of the not showing up was the Jacksonville Jaguars.
True. Yep.
I mean, everybody else was trash. What?
I think that was definitely a letdown game, and I think they walked right into that.
No, the defense let down, and everybody was feeling the high. And you said it, I believe, on that episode, which is like, look, if you don't get a loss before you go in, what are you playing for? And so I do believe, regardless of stats, facts, and everything else, just going on plain Jarrett Stidham vibes. While I put on hold on, which pair of sunglasses am I going to put on? These. I'm down for the vibes, my friend.
I thought you were about to call him Jarrett from Subway.
No, we don't want Jarrett touching little tenderloins.
Yeah, we don't want that at all. So the Broncos are they're a 5-point underdog, and the total is 42.5. 5 points. I mean, that's a lot.
Can you just, first of all, before we get into the discussion, we just all agree that Las Vegas doesn't know what the fuck they're doing? Like, how do we go from 1.5-point underdogs to 1.5-point overdogs to now 5.5-point overdogs with a backup quarterback?
No, so they're not. They're the underdog. They're underdog by 5 points. The Pats are favorites by 5 points in Denver. So
that's not true. I don't believe that.
Yeah, that's it. I saw
it on the internet. Plus 5.
Plus 5. That's the Broncos.
Plus and a half.
They're a 5-point underdog, and that's pretty major for a home team, right? I mean, usually it's a little closer to that. So Vegas, and I disagree. Vegas usually nails these things very, very close, but they get things wrong, right? Like last week, the over under was 46.
Every week they've voted against the Broncos.
That's
why I said it's kind of a bid.
Well, let's hope it happens again. But I'm just saying, 5 points, that's quite a lot. I think that if Statham comes out and can,
Jared Statham,
if Jared Statham comes out and can hold his own, and the defense plays well, I think it's on. But there's a few things we got to get through, and we're obviously not going to know until the last whistle sounds.
I will say this to Broncos country, as your leader and lover,
yes,
of Broncos country. Big Peter energy! Go for the fucking points. They're gonna fucking destroy them. 99-0. They suck. Terrible.
Wow.
Phallic symbols.
Well, this is what happens when your co-host drinks more than you do when you're trying to do the show.
That's 46 minutes and 47 seconds. It was bound to happen.
It's good. But we can wrap up. I was gonna say that Bo Nix put out a heartfelt thing about thanking the fans and saying, oh, it's the good Lord is doing this for me, and I'm like, the good Lord is not breaking your ankle, dude. The good Lord does not want you to break your ankle. If anything, the good Lord would want you to keep playing and not break your ankle. He
want you to ruin the devilish franchise that is the hand job loving Patriots.
Yes, that's right. Like, why would the good Lord bless you with this broken ankle? It doesn't make any fucking sense. And it's like, does the good Lord have a Super Bowl waiting for you the next year? Because that'd be cool too. But I don't really know why they always got to do that. They win the game and God is good, and they fucking are out for the season and God is still good. And I'm like, can't have it both ways, guys. Let's get this figured out.
I really just want to know what God had in store for Bo Nix when he's like, hey, having the best season of your life? I'm gonna fuck with you.
You've arrived, Bo. You had a great season. You're going on to glory, but not this year. I'm gonna
No, sir, you're going to the glory hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna stop this short. So I always think that's great. I always love when they do that. I do just want to say before we wrap up that I finally did believe. I finally did. I believed, and I did. And then it was.
What was the moment, John? I want to hear it. What was the moment you believed?
It was. I don't know, just when they won that game, really. I mean, I don't know. He I think he ran for a first down. He made a good run at one point.
Was it a John Elway move?
Yeah, it was the same thing. Like you went, oh, he wants it. And you go, oh, he wants it. He's going for it. They won the game, and they looked like it. It was like a really good effort by Bo, and I think this is it. I think we've gotten over the hump, or I've gotten over the hump, and then a mere 35-40 minutes later, I had that ripped away from me. God is good, I guess. God is good.
Look, I will say this before we close out. This has been an incredible 20 weeks, John. To start this out of nothing with you, who you've been an idol with for me for many years.
What?
No, seriously. No, I enjoyed listening to you and Colin and Scott Stafford. Like, you were idols to me. To do this show with you is
I'm not mocking you.
You're mocking me.
Hear somebody say that about listen, I've been taught to never accept compliments and always poo-poo any of that stuff. So that's why I'm laughing. But
I am somewhat the same way, but I mean this wholeheartedly. To you, Colin and Scott, I would have never done what I did if it wasn't for the path that you guys set. And so I believe in Jarrett Stidham because you guys laid the same path for just a schlep like me to enjoy podcasting and have some love in what I do in life.
Well, that's very, very nice you say. We're all Jarrett Stidham.
We are all Jarrett Stidham.
Right.
And on that note, John, big Peener energy to finish the week out.
That is. Hey, why don't we do this? Ideally, we've got.
This is not the iconic episode ending I was looking for.
Oh, sorry. Ideally, well, we got at least one more. We got at least one more show. Ideally, we'll have three. Ideally, 3 shows because.
Why would we have 3?
Because if they win this week, we'll have another show previewing the Super Bowl.
And then we'll have the post Super Bowl. Why would we have a third one?
Oh, yeah. I guess after the Super Bowl, then we'd have that one. So, never mind. Two shows. So, let's do it. We'll get Scott in here. We'll try to get a hold of Scott. Maybe Scott can join us.
Oh, God, get in the Stafford, especially after his primetime clip.
Hear this while he's on there. Folks, hopefully we can talk to you next week about a sweet victory.
Fuck yeah, we will.
So until that time, for me and the captain, this has been the Broncos Booze Up. Adios.